Box. I am inevitable.
I think that movie was like one of the last ones that kind of borderlined on like kids cursing in movies too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think damn gets thrown around a few times. Do they say? I don't think they say fuck at any point. They say shit.
They do say shit.
They say shit. That comes up. The whole gimmick.
I think he even says to his sister, like, "Get out of here, you little shit," like something like that.
Yeah. Nice. And how sad is it when Frankenstein's monster gets sucked into the portal? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she throws the doll to. Oh my God.
Yeah, that sweet little girl. And Van Helsing's kicking Dracula's ass. The whole gimmick about the older sister being a virgin and then not really, it doesn't count.
Is she a virgin? And it's the little girl just sitting there.
Yeah. That one, I'm knock on wood, but that is ripe for the picking as far as remakes. And I really hope you feel the same way when that happens, Dave, because I think they would fuck it up. I genuinely think they would fuck it up. But I do think that they also had missed maybe the boat a little bit because the best cast in the world is all like close to 18 now, and it's the Stranger Things kids.
No.
Yeah.
Like they probably would have cast half of them at least to be in that movie. But
one of my things when they were rebooting that whole Dark Universe and they tried with the Tom Cruise mummy and all that, I didn't care that Tom Cruise was the mummy or was going to become the mummy in it. Or, I liked the Dracula Untold movie. It wasn't great. I'm not, sticking up for it as a great movie or anything, but I was like, by the end of it, I'm like, this is going to be a cool reboot, and I like him as Dracula. My biggest thing was reboot Monster Squad, introduce all your monsters that way, and then take them on. Don't put them in a portal or anything. They lose the fight against the Monster Squad. Maybe it's teenagers this time, a little bit older, but you still get that kid type of element like Stranger Things, like right there, 13, 14. Mm-hmm. They lose the fight. They got to escape or something, and then you get their own movies.
Nice. Monster Squad is the Avengers of the Dark Universe.
Yes, start off with the Avengers, but now you get people going in there being like, "Whoa, Monster Squad, I'm in."
Yeah.
Even maybe take the guys who were from the Monster Squad and have them be the parents. Open it up. The whole thing is open, but make it a little more serious than comical, because then you can go off and make a Dracula movie.
So you're almost giving it like the new Ghostbusters treatment in a way.
Yeah. When you said new Ghostbusters, I thought the 2016 reboot, and I almost vomited. But,
no, not at all. I didn't mean that for a second. I'm in a real movie. That better be in the fucking episode, Dave.
Keep that.
We may be inching closer to that Monster Squad reboot, because in Philadelphia, at the end of October at Monster Mania, is a Monster Squad reunion.
Listen, it can happen. There's certain things just for me that I'm not saying they're not going to get the tonality of the 80s. They can do mixed idea of being like the parents, but that's a cool idea.
Yeah, it is.
I just don't want them to fuck up the monsters, because I always appreciated the fact that they really did a good job of they basically left them traditional looking. And movies these days, they have a way of just screwing with shit. And it's like unnecessary. Wolfman doesn't have to be 8 foot tall or whatever, and Dracula doesn't have to. I don't even know. It's just they could do similar but different. If that makes sense.
And you don't need to do an origin. I said, if you do it, you screw it. Get Tom Cruise back. I don't care. Get Johnny Depp, who's going to be Invisible Man, whoever else.
Yeah.
What's his name? Luke Evans. Have him come back as Dracula or whatever. He's a statuesque dude. He's a good looking dude. He can pull the role off. Just bring him back. Do Monster Squad. Make it a little more edgy, and then after that, like I said, go out and make your own movies.
I had always gotten the feeling like they were inching towards some sort of Universal Monsters universe because they had the Benicio del Toro werewolf, which didn't do shit, and then
it was a good movie though.
No, I'm sure it was good. I'm just saying, like, it didn't go anywhere though. Like they did that, they had the Mummy movie, and I think there were talks about a new Dracula. Like they were plotting it out. You know?
They're calling it the Dark Universe.
Yeah, they just never went anywhere.
No.
Yeah, the Mummy killed it.
It really did. What's up, everybody? I am Mick Manhattan, the Scene Snob, and I am here on bended knee. Not really. I'm sitting in my chair in my house after having driven an hour and a half to another city and then finding out that everything I have gone there for, planned and gotten ready for and paid for, had been taken from me, only to have to drive an hour and a half, come back, and make sure that I could do it live and come on and talk to you guys. Yeah, it's been a crazy day. Not a bad day. Unfortunately, everything fell through, and I am not thrilled about that. I did get my money back, though, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, just in case you missed any of my posts earlier or my earlier live, I am sorry. I really wanted to, we talked about last year doing something from a haunted location, whether it be a live stream where like we do a show. Last year, even before Casey officially joined back up with the Scene Snobs. So we were talking about on BTB way back when about doing maybe doing a live stream from like a haunted bar here in Winchester, Virginia or something like that. And I absolutely want to do something in Winchester. But just kind of a couple places had fallen through, and we weren't able to do it. I started in August, kind of putting the feelers out there, talking to different people, business owners, things like that. Very interested. What a lot of people are like with COVID and everything right now, so it's really different. And I was like, maybe I should make it something more isolated, where it's just me. And that's why I thought haunted hotel room. So I went and excuse me. It's been a day. I went and I decided, okay, so the Old Town Inn in Manassas, Virginia. That thing has been around forever. It's right in the heart of the Old Town area and Main Street area, where, in fact, it's right on Main Street. So right there, it's always been talked about being one of the most haunted places. Yes. Stacy, thank you for watching. And she did call it. She is from the area, so she knows. You did call it. I didn't want to reveal it too early because I didn't want anybody to come by the hotel looking for me that I do know from the area. So I did let everybody know today. So what happened was, quick story. I came in. I did, I called up Tuesday, made sure to get the room. I reserved it. Paid for it. It was all paid up, everything. No deposit or anything like that. The room was completely paid for. And then Tuesday, talking to the gentleman on the phone, I made sure, I was like, can you send me confirmation? And it's this room. I picked out the right room. Yep. Sent me everything. Thursday, called back up and said, I want to make sure it's this room. It's still reserved. It's still mine. It's still good. I don't want any bait and switch. I am not staying in another room. I want this room. Yep. That's it. It's there. Everything's locked in. You're good to go. 1 p.m. today. Said, hey, about an hour and a half away in Winchester. I am going to be there around dinner time to come in, check into my room, and start doing stuff I got to do. Can you please tell me that it is confirmed and I am going to be in my room? Yes, that's the room. You're good to go. You come in, you just get the key. You're set because you're already paid up. Okay, great. 6 o'clock, I get there. It is not him. It is another person working. She was very nice, very sweet, not rude in any way, shape, or form. But when I came in, I said, hey, listen, this is the room I reserved. 3 days I called and made sure, yeah, it's going to be this room. It's going to be this room. Every day, this gentleman told me that that's what it is. I'm not giving any names out. So she looked at it. She goes, this is the room that you're reserved for. It's a completely different room. It's not even in the section where the haunted location is, because there's an old building and then they have like a newer part, which isn't really newer. It's been around for decades, but one part is like Civil War era. The other part is like completely different. So I'm like, come on. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So they booked it to somebody who's staying there for the next 2 weeks. I was like, that's what happened. That's what happened. They wanted their money and they didn't want somebody overnight. They wanted somebody for 2 weeks. So they bait and switched me. Canceled it, got my money back. I want to thank so many of you for seeing that, reaching out to me, especially Chris Sales. Thank you, sir. He pointed me in the right direction of another place. I'm talking to them now. I am trying very hard to get in there this week because they have supposedly even more of a rich story to this. So I'm trying very hard to get in there. Hopefully one night this week. If not, because it's craziness with all of our shows and it's craziness with our Halloween party coming up on the 30th with the live stream there. I don't know if it's going to happen this week, but I will not let that deter me. You will. I don't care if it's Christmas night. You will get me staying in some place that's haunted. I will find it. I will hopefully be able to drag Casey there because it will be so much more fun if he is. But we will see. Now, with that being said, I couldn't come home straight away. My brother lives out in Manassas, so I want to go and see him. My other brother's working, but I didn't have a chance to see him. But so we went out to dinner, because he had asked me originally. So we went and did that. And then as I was getting ready to come home, I was like, I got to go live. So many of you have been so awesome and supportive. I just wanted to hang out with you, do a live still. I'm not going to go all night with this, but we're going to have some fun. I'm going to tell old ghost hunting stories because not many of you know this, but I used to be a ghost hunter. Amateur as hell. And just so you guys know, I was prepped. I went to Spirit Halloween today. Got some stuff for my costume. But I went out for tonight and got a Ouija board. I got one. It's here. I may bust it open. I'm not kidding. I might do it right here. I know this house isn't haunted, but whatever. We're going to talk about some fun stuff. I want to hear stuff from you guys, paranormal experiences, stuff like that. We're going to have a really good time. So join me. Casey will hopefully be joining in a little bit. I know he's the dreamy one in this whole scenario. But thank you for joining me for now. Let's go have some fun. First and foremost, I did put together a list, and I'm going to talk about it right now because this is going to come up tonight. I had everything planned. I was going to talk about some of my favorite horror movies that take place in hotels. Not all of them ghost stories, not all of them haunted, but some of my favorites that take place in hotels. And we're going to go through that list. Jason says, you're dreaming. Thank you. He grammar Nazi'd himself. Well, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. You're dreamy. You with that beard, you beautiful bastard. Okay. So, in no uncertain list or anything like that, I'm going to go over some of my favorites. Let me know what you think of them. What are some of your favorites? And first one up is Motel Hell. Takes all kinds of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters. Now, if you have not seen this movie, it is a wonderful comedy, horror comedy from, I want to say 1980, early 80s, like 83 or 84. I am not mentally prepared for this right now, but I'm going to do it. It's not a ghost story. It is a straight up slasher movie in a wonderful sense, with some good comedy to it and things like that. Rory Calhoun plays Farmer Vincent, who runs a motel in the middle of nowhere, and he's famous for his smoked meats. And just to kind of give you an idea of what his smoked meats are, maybe they are some of the patrons of his motel. And that's why it's called Motel Hell. So I definitely think that if you haven't checked it out, it is B horror movie all the way, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. Next up on the list is probably one of the most epic, and the first one that you think about. So we'll get it out of the way. The Shining. The Shining, of course, is the quintessential haunted hotel movie, and for good reason. It's so well shot. I don't have to talk about this movie like crazy. I will just say I love it the older I get. So, personal experience. This movie played a lot on TV when I was a kid. I don't know why. I don't know how this was like the big one that would play on. This is what happens when you wear a hat for a week. This is what happens to your hair. I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow. Don't worry. With The Shining, whenever it would play, I'd watch it. You know, like, I don't know, we'd put it on. I was like, oh, it's a horror movie. And it just sucked. It dragged on for what seemed like days, but it was hours. It was like, this movie sucks. Older I get, the more I understand it. And the more I realize, like, loss of faculties, lost things. So it truly terrifies me now, going on 40 years old, how terrifying this movie actually is. And all of the, allegories to the whole thing. So I love it. The Shining is, like I said, quintessential, and I think it's brilliant. Next up, one that I don't think many people would correlate with hotel or motel, just because of everything else that goes with it. But Psycho. Psycho, of course, takes place in a motel. Wonderful shower murder scene in it. That is through a motel. It's a beautiful movie, and it's wonderful, and it's one of the first slasher picks, of course. All right, let's see. Stacy says, off topic, Queen's Gambit karaoke bar in Woodbridge is supposed to be haunted also. It used to be that's how tired I am. It was used for an opening scene to an independent horror film called The Butcher. I've heard that. I actually lived for a long time next to Queen's Gambit karaoke. And when we were talking about ghosts, I was going to talk about that area that I lived in. I lived in the Davis Ford area. Now, none of you know, when it comes to Virginia is, especially where we are, Northern Virginia, hardcore, rich in history of the Civil War. And even a lot in the Revolutionary War, but Civil War is because the Battle of Manassas 1 and 2, and so many other smaller battles that were kind of around. Stonewall Jackson's Stonewall is here. So there's a lot of places that have haunted history. I had a house on Davis Ford Road, which Davis Ford is one of the fords that was there, and was part of the Civil War. We lived on in like 2 acres of land in the middle of the woods. This house I owned, and it was right next to an old Civil War cemetery that was still active. If you were related in some way, or you are part of you had to like basically grow up and live there to be a part of this, to get into the cemetery. You couldn't just, like, we might have been able to make a case because we literally owned the house where tombstones came up to the fence. When I say our house was next to a cemetery, when I swam in my pool, there was a gate fence, like a short gate fence, like a hip height, and you could see the cemetery, everything. It didn't matter. And like, again, you were far from the road because we were up back a ways, but the cemetery was right there the whole time. And there was always some weird happenings there. Some of Mosby's Raiders were if you know your Civil War history, you know who Mosby is, were buried there. And lots of other creepy occurrences, stuff like that. It was kind of spooky living next to that because it's an old school cemetery. It's not like you're living in like this nice palace type place, so That was a creepy one because sometimes you have to go out at night, clean up, do things, or barbecuing or something that's dark out. Made for some good Halloween parties for sure. But the Queen's Gambit, to Stacy's point, was right around the block from that. Like it took like no time to get there. And sing karaoke. I've been there with friends before. I did not know that it was used in the opening scene for The Butcher, and I will be watching The Butcher. So I want to say thank you, Stacy, for pointing that out. It's a weird vibe kind of way. Yes, it is. For more reasons than just ghosts, mind you. It is a weird vibes kind of place. I am going to bring up in a little while, like I said, ghost hunts that I've been on in the past, and I'll tell those stories once I get there. But it's I got some interesting stuff lined up for you guys. Let's see. What's the next on the movies list? This is a good one. This is more thriller than horror, more psychological thriller, if anything. But I love it. And it exclusively takes place in like a motel. Identity. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful movie. So suspenseful, great story, great ending if you just allow yourself to kind of flow with it. I think a lot of people it's like a twist ending that and I think there was like a twist ending fatigue at the time because of we had The Sixth Sense and then nothing lived up to The Sixth Sense. And I don't know about the rest of you, but especially horror fans, but like it seems like it just didn't, like nothing was landing like The Sixth Sense did. It was almost like, oh, we got the pinnacle. Where do we go from here? But I've always tried to enjoy it. Like even in like Unbreakable, I saw it coming from a mile away, but I really loved it. I was like, this is a fun twist. Next up, another John Cusack movie, of course, one of the most famous, and it was written by Stephen King as well as The Shining, and that's 1408. This dude does not like hotels. That is for sure. He is scared of hotels in some way, shape, or form. I've heard people mixed reviews on this. But the more and more we go down the line, most people I seem to be coming around and really enjoying it. I think the performances are brilliant. You also get John Cusack for a large part of the movie by himself in it. And I love it. I loved every part of it. So if you haven't seen 1408, I highly recommend it. This one is relatively new. It came out like, I don't know, I want to say 2-3 years ago, maybe 4. House Llc. So this is a hotel, like it's an old school hotel that was haunted. Some bad things happened there. But then this group of, I don't want to say teenagers, they're in their 20s or so, run this company called House Llc, and they put on Halloween like mazes, things like that. And they rent out this old hotel where there have been murders, deaths, and such that have occurred. They're setting it up. You're following them in the documentary found footage type of style the entire time until opening night when something horrific happens. And then it kind of goes, plays out like what else was happening. It's a super creepy movie, super well shot, super well done. I highly recommend it. I didn't love Hell House 2 or Hell House 3. Hell House 2 I did like, though. Hell House 2, it wasn't on the level as the first one, but 2 was a really good follow-up, in my opinion. So, like, I like watching those. And then 3, after 2 ends, you're like, I cannot wait. It was like, there's clearly has to be a third one. This is clearly a trilogy. And they've clearly been setting things up. Like this, to me, this is a really well-planned trilogy. The problem was when you got to 3, I think it took so long for them to film 3. Things kind of fell in and out, and they couldn't use certain things that they needed to. So I didn't love 3, but I do think that if you watch it, you're going to realize you need to watch 3 too, because it's a good trilogy. We got some comments. Chris Sales, Hell House is good. And I usually don't like shaky cam found footage. The thing I liked about it is it's not too shaky cam because it does follow like one of the characters following around, But because they're setting up cameras in the place, because they, just to kind of film all the reactions, all that stuff of the patrons, you have a lot of stagnant cameras just kind of chilling. All right, Lisa, what's up? I haven't been in my cellar since I watched Hell House. It was so scary. Right there with you. I think Lisa's going to be on Real Combat this coming Wednesday. I can't wait to have you on. Go check out Media Fright Fest, especially you filmmakers. It's a wonderful festival. So, yeah, Lisa, I'm right there with you. It's spooky, and it definitely does not do well for basements anywhere. Next up on my list, though, it's actually the last one on my list, and that is the Innkeepers. It's about a hotel that is been around forever, but is closing down. So it's getting ready to close down, and these two employees working there. Pat Healy plays one. I cannot remember her name at the moment. I'm sorry. I am sleep deprived. I am tired, and I am. I think I just wasn't expecting to drive back all the way tonight, and just a lot of crazy stuff. So, but I'm here. I'm here to talk to you guys. And we're getting to a point where I'm, I might have some special surprises for you tonight. I'm sorry it's not ghosts. I really am. But maybe down the line, maybe I'll bust open the Ouija board and we'll call on somebody. In fact, let me talk about the Innkeepers real quick. And I think I'm going to do that. But as I do that, I'm going to open up the old Ouija board while I'm here. And so the Innkeepers basically follows these two employees. They're basically, for the rest of the month, they're just kind of overseeing things. They are basically just innkeepers for the place. And they're ghost hunting enthusiasts. So they go through, they get their, just brand new, just opened. So they're trying to see if this place is haunted because I've always heard that it was haunted. They get down to it, right? And they start seeing things as they go through. Ooh, nice new board. It's so pretty. Got the new board game smell. So they're going through, right? Let me get the piece out. And so for anybody listening to this later on in the future, I am putting together a Ouija board. So basically with the Innkeepers, they are being haunted. Pat Healy's character isn't. The female character in the movie is, and it's a really intense way. It's a slow burn movie, but I will tell you, it is worth the time. It's done by Ty West, who I think is wonderful. He did that. He did House of the Devil was his first movie. So if you like that, let me know. All right, so let me take this off. I'm going to call out to a ghost. I'm going to call out to somebody, and I think we can make one appear. I'm telling you now, I really, truly think that we can make one appear. So if you'll bear with me on this, it's not moving right now. I'm going to put my hands on it. Let me tilt it down just a bit, just a little bit, so you guys can see where I'm at. Okay. All right, so my hands are up. All right. All right, we all got to believe on this. All right, we all have to believe this. If we don't believe together, it's not going to work. But if we're going to call a ghost, or it's just something to help us and guide us, then we need to work together on this. So everybody, all of you watching, hit that like button. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, hit that like button. So here we go. All right. Spirits, arms are up. I'm listening. Here we go. If you're in the room, tell us your name. C. A. Oh, ghost. Don't fall off. S. E. Y. Oh, no. No. There he is. He's here. The ghost is in the room. All right, everybody. Welcome to the show. Our wonderful madman, I'm sorry for
Hi, everyone.
I'm sorry for my cheap ploy, but
No, it was fantastic. It was well done. I loved it. It was wonderful. I wasn't sure if you were going to go Madman or Casey, but I dug it.
Well, I didn't want to get the hyphen in there. I don't know if the board has one, but no, I had to go Casey. I had to go Casey on it because it just flows. It flows on the board.
It does. It's natural, and I am away from my element. I'm out in a different place. I'm in a totally different world. So here they do refer to me as Casey. It's weird.
I know. For anybody who doesn't know, the Madman himself is in Los Angeles for the week. And as you can see, he's in a hotel room, not a haunted one, but a nice one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's some like hauntings of broken dreams that definitely happened in this hotel. If not necessarily my room, there's 26 floors of opportunity. So somewhere.
That's very fair. That's the beautiful part about Los Angeles.
Oh man,
so Casey,
the beautiful is a word, bro.
That's true. So I wanted to come on and I felt bad that I didn't get to do a live stream from a haunted hotel, and you're coming on here to help me out, and I appreciate it.
I love you, man. Of course. I'm excited. I've missed you. I've missed this. I missed our opportunities to hang and to visit and engage with other humans in a beautiful way.
Well, I will say this before we get too involved. I do want everybody to know that we will be together live and in person, live streaming from the Hideaway Cafe on October 30th for the Snobs Halloween party.
Woo, woo.
From 4 to 6 p.m., we will be on location at the Hideaway Cafe, live streaming. We're going to do costume contests. We're going to give out, we're going to have gifts to give out, things like that. But then at 6:30 p.m., we will be hosting off air for the Hideaway. So if you're in the area, make sure to come down. We're going to be doing a horror movie trivia with gifts, like prizes.
Yeah, check it out. We'll have all kinds of things going on. It's going to be really exciting. We'll have, all kinds of wacky shenanigans.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be great. So with that being said, Case, I figured we could trade some ghost stories.
Interesting.
Maybe some experiences we've had. But before we get started, I do have to put a caveat on it. I am on the Canned Air podcast Halloween special. They invited me on to tell some of my old ghost hunting stories. I told 2 stories. One where I had an encounter, and one where I had an encounter with it was a very different encounter. It was more of a.
And we are not going to rehash those.
Homicidal, devil worshipping kind.
Those wacky teenagers.
They were not teenagers, but you guys can hear those stories.
You say that, but I'm pretty sure they were teenagers.
I'm telling you, they were not teenagers. They were older than us, and it was scary.
The shadows cast on the wall were just bigger. That's all it was. They were just bigger shadows.
Listen, I am all about saying some teenagers did it, because it's always those damn kids and their little dog too. But this was no teenagers. This was straight up scary stuff. This was like midsummer in New Jersey.
Well, that sounds pretty terrifying altogether.
You shut your mouth about Jersey. But I will say this: go watch that episode when they put it out. I don't think they put it out yet. Right now, their episode with the Scene Snobs is their latest one, so you can check that one out. And we had a good time on that show. So,
oh man, they were a blast, dude.
Oh, there's so much fun.
The mullets were just the mullet thing was hilarious.
Oh, we went off on a tangent. It was crazy.
That was great.
I will say,
of course,
I don't like
shocker.
Yeah, I will say I don't want to tell those stories because I don't want to take anything away from their Halloween special. So I'm going to take myself. I have lots more, so don't worry about that. And I have pictures tonight. So, but I did want to say that those are the stories I'm not going to tell. But Casey, you grew up in Connecticut.
Yes.
If any, and a farm in Connecticut.
Yeah, there were hauntings.
Oh yeah. So why don't you start off by telling us a ghost story? Because I know you have good ones.
I mean, most of them are all from your own brain and things that we've created and seen and experienced, and what kind of things we thrust when fear and things are pulsating and the brain's doing crazy shit while adrenaline's coursing through your veins. So, I can neither confirm nor deny the actuality of anything that I say I've witnessed or seen. But my story, I had a couple of them because it's a lot of crazy stuff in Connecticut. In Connecticut, you had the Indians and everything that went down with the slaughtering of them and just taking all of their land. So there's a lot of potential spirits there. Okay. Then there's all the colonial things that were going on, the colonial battles that happened between the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, and then not really so much Civil War. We were good up there, pretty clear. So not too many deaths there. But yeah, most of what I've witnessed and experienced was more in Manassas, honestly.
Okay, well, tell us some stuff.
Yeah, man. Like there was one night, there was 4 of us that were running out and into the fields like crazy people out into the battlefield. And there's a back way to get into the battlefield, which I won't tell people about because that would probably be problematic. So instead, I'll simply say we found another way in that actually led to this weird little rundown shack, shanty, old barn structure. And across the way was a wide open field surrounded by trees. And it was like a wheat field you would anticipate, tall grass, just to put it in perspective along those lines. Mm-hmm. And it looked like a blue haze out there. And it's like, okay, well, this is a little terrifying. Full moon night, blue haze out over this, and you're on a battlefield. It's horrifying. Yeah. And every one of us, the 4 of us, we made it up to the battlefield, and we all saw different things, but all saw a soldier of some such turn and look, and it was like, okay, we're fucking out of here. So that was one of my major experiences. That was pretty terrifying. That was pretty spooky. That one.
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff here. I was talking about earlier in the show. That's just like it's spooky. Like we were talking about the cemetery that was next to the house.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
Oh yeah, that place with the witch's grave.
Yeah, there was a witch's grave there.
It was terrifying. You played it so cool, like, no, it's great. And it's like, yeah, no, it's not great.
Just so you guys kind of see, I want to give visuals to everybody. Like, this is the battlefield in Manassas. It's called Bull Run. The old
Bull Run is actually the river that runs through it, or the waterway is the Bull Run.
Listen, you. All right. Oh, that's too small. This is where a bunch of people died.
Yes, because it was the first and second battle of Manassas. 2 battles happened in Manassas during the Civil War. The very first one, which had spectators because people are stupid. And then the second one, which was a strategic victory as another escape as the Union was attempting to take over, further encroaching into the South.
But I'm sure, like, anybody taking a look at this field, like, it's beautiful. During the day, it's beautiful. You go, you hike. It's great.
It's stunning. Yeah, River loves to go over there. We always run all around the Stonebridge Loop. It's wonderful.
But it's incredibly terrifying, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, at night, when you're definitely not supposed to be out there. And, yeah, no, it's pretty creepy. And then also another one experience like that was once again on the battlefield, and it was actually at Antietam. And I was with a gentleman who was one of my dad's friends and had been a longtime friend, and Dad had to go to work, and he was like, well, why don't we go do something cool? I was like, all right, well, I haven't been to Antietam battlefield. He was like, neither have I, let's go. So we get up at like 5 a.m. because dude was old, and like old people get up early. And I know that because I get up early now. So we get cruising, and we make it up there. It's like a good 2.5 hour drive. And we get up there, and the drive-in is this weird, strange vibe of a town. Like it never grew past 1952 or something. It kind of got stalled there, which can be endearing, or it can be more like Derry in a Stephen King novel. You know what I'm saying? And this was definitely leaning hard on the Derry side. It was not okay.
Yeah.
So as you reach this kind of, it's like a parking cul-de-sac. It's just a big circular pavement thing, and you park. And as we pull up, I see the battle line. Now, I was really big into the Civil War stuff. I'm super nerd. I don't know how much we've covered on that, but big time nerd, and especially about Civil War battles. So as we pulled up, I remember seeing the trench, and the trench is famous. So it's like 7:30 in the morning, and we're at the trench, which was like Blood Gulch, where, you know, Antietam is known as the bloodiest battle because it's where the most casualties were throughout the entire Civil War. So this gulch was just, it ran red with blood. And we pulled up and saw that. And we'd both seen this picture 1,000 times. Anyone who's seen the Battle of Antietam, they always show this picture of the bodies lined up along each side of this cut. It was a rail cut. And yeah, we legitimately didn't get out of the fucking car. We turned around and drove back home. It was like, it was misty and eerie in a way that, like, just experiencing and knowing, just seeing that much death, just having your nostrils hit it. It was like, nah, we're good. Mm-mm.
That's pretty, that's creepy. That's just creepy on too many levels.
That's the Bunny Man Bridge thing. Like, I get right up to it and I'm like, haha, I can deal with this. I can't deal with this. Nope. We gotta go.
Very fair. So we, well, Chris says, I grew up in a haunted house. Parents still live there, and see, they tore the woods up behind our house for condos, found 2 arrowheads and a cannonball, brought them home, and it wasn't the same ever since. Oof, yeah. I used to get in trouble by my ghost hunting friends because I was the guy, no matter where we went, who was like, I'm going to take a keepsake. And it was never a good idea.
No, bro. But I mean, I did that too when I grew up in Connecticut, where you just run around out back. Hi, Stacy. Yeah, fuck Bunny Man Bridge. So where you run up, and I find arrowheads all the time. I found like Revolutionary War buttons, the buttons that would be on the soldiers' jackets and stuff, like all kinds of crazy stuff. And then there was a guard tower out behind us. So there's this big stone wall embankment, I guess, and it led up to this small watchtower. And yeah, that was all colonial era stuff that was just busted in our backyard. So we just went and played on it. I don't know. And it was always creepy. It was always eerily cold. Like even in summer, it's got that chill about it. And it's like, oh, someone definitely died uncomfortably here. Yeah. Someone died in a bad way.
100%. So for me, I grew up in Jersey. Shut your face.
I literally said nothing.
I wasn't even looking, and I knew it was coming.
That was abusive, and I don't appreciate it.
No, you know you were going to get to scrap yards at some point. Yeah, shut up. So I grew up in New Jersey, and I used to go camping every summer down at a place called Wading Pines. Shut your mouth. At a place called Wading Pines. It was a nice place. It's the Pine Barrens. Shut up. So we used to go down there. We used to go camping. And that's the Pine Barrens, if nobody knows, is like the hub for the Jersey Devil. That's where like the lore of the Jersey Devil started. That's where the 1916 story started. Everything. The Leeds family. The whole line. So my thrill of like ghost hunting and doing stuff like that started with like being a kid and like going hunting for the Jersey Devil in the woods. They had this abandoned old like log cabin out in the middle of the woods where we used to camp, and like everybody would be like, "That's where the Jersey Devil's from. That's the Leeds house." That's what it became, you know, legend. And like you had to go up there and like to prove yourself to like the older kids and stuff like that. I finally mustered up the courage to actually do that at one point, and it was terrifying because I didn't know what was going to happen. But it awakened something in me. What I didn't realize was at the same time this was happening, there was a book. It was more of a magazine. Well, actually, at the time, it was more of a pamphlet. And it was called Weird New Jersey.
That really went down quick, bro.
It really did. It's like a full-blown, it's books now. And they had a TV show. They have podcasts. They have everything. Weird New Jersey from like 1990. Actually, I think it started in like 88 or 89. The very first few issues basically being like 10 pages, and it looked like and they sold it for like $1 or 50 cents in convenience stores just in Jersey. It was one of those things that grew into like, it's still a magazine. It's
now,
still
was it
around.
written in English?
Yes, it's written in it. Stop picking on Jersey. Shut up.
No, I didn't. I'm saying if it's only sold in one place, maybe it's written.
No, not one place. It's sold all over now.
Right.
Like they have, so they've
What was it
spanned out.
translated?
Shut up. It is real. It is a real thing. It's not the Necronomicon. I'm telling you, the Necronomicon's not from Jersey.
Anu Kaflakte Noricto.
So, all right. Well, let me show you. All right. While we're sitting here doing it, I'm gonna. So, anybody who's listening, make sure to go check out the. If you either go check out the websites that we give you, or just go check out the video. So, this is Weird US.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, all you can check out stories by state, but it started as Weird NJ, and so like you can go through like.
It started as
every
what?
state.
Weird New Jersey.
Let's check Virginia. All right, so we live in Virginia. So, Virginia template, our archives of the weirdness from book layout, web. Oh, so great. Thank you for proving my point. But they have books.
Oh, so you have to pay for them, yeah.
So you can, these are the magazines that are Weird New Jersey, but they actually have books that kind of go around that they've written from all different states. I am not proving my point at all right now. But anyway, I want to go back to the Weird New Jersey. So this is weirdnewjersey.com. And I used to get this book all the time. I loved reading it. It's local stories. People write in. The two guys that put together, Mark and Mark, would go out to different places and like follow up on stories that they heard or go check out weird stuff they heard about. There are so many fun things. Like let's see, and I could tell stories for days. Let's see if Kill Yourself Bridge is on there. It's so far removed. I feel so old. Yeah, there we go. Kill Yourself Bridge. Madawan Man-Eater mural. So like this is, remember how Jaws was based on a true story that happened back in the day. Clinton Road.
The great white that attacked them. Yeah, and there's new white sharks always going up north, and yep.
Well, it was based. It was actually it was a great white shark, and in 1916 it was eating people along the shore, and this is where Jaws came from, because it was terrorizing during the summer, and then it went away for a little while, and people were like, "All right, thank God," and it actually got into the Madawan River and ate a bunch of like kids swimming in the river.
What?
And it was just, yeah. Oh, yeah. You didn't know that? Yeah. It's
that would have been a way cooler story. How come we didn't have that story? Why'd we wind up with Jaws? I mean, Jaws is fine.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's Jaws. It's still amazing.
Right. Good enough.
I'll still take Jaws. But like for me, so like we used to go to a bunch of places. So in high school, what I did was there was a place called the Devil's Tree. Yeah, there we go. So it's called the Devil's Tree. Before I hit enter, nobody knew how to get to the Devil's Tree where I went to high school. I did. I went with some friends who were older. They showed me. I memorized the way, and I started driving it. And Lenny and I, who's always with me on these, he would go with me. We figured out how to get there, and we would start charging other kids tours to the Devil's Tree, because when you got up to the Devil's Tree, there were more than just the Devil's Tree. You had the Three Bridges. You had the KKK house, which had a glowing red cross. There was a woman in white story on the road up there. Lots of fun tales. This was the Devil's Tree.
How much were you charging these children?
Back in the day, like $10, $20.
So you were extorting them.
Not children. They were my age. We went to high school together. Like it's not like I was like 35 and I was like, hey, 16-year-olds, get in my car.
A bunch of 12-year-olds and taking that lunch money. You're like,
Yeah.
Let me show you something, kid, Jersey style.
It's not like I rolled up to the. It's not like I rolled up to the. What do you call it? I didn't even go to the one.
What exactly is a Jersey tour? Is a Jersey tour like, yo, check it out? It's a bridge. You know what's over there? Another bridge.
There's a lot of bridges. Yes, you're not wrong.
You know what's over there? No. Guess what? A bridge.
All right, I hate you. That's what Gotti is. Not Gotti. What's his name? What's his name? The one who went missing.
It's the KKK. The KKK house, and
No.
racism is bad.
Pacino
Don't be
played him
racist.
in. Pacino played him in The Irishman. Who was it? It was he was the union rep, the famous union
Jimmy
rep.
Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Everybody always said he was buried under Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
So,
But was he actually under the Devil's Tree?
no, I'm not going there. Anyway, we used to run tours to the Devil's Tree. So, and we were just like, guys from our class would be like, hey, here's some money. And it would be good for gas money. So it was a long trip. We'd take them up to the Devil's Tree. We'd show them all the stuff. We'd do the stuff. We'd get out, check it out. And like I said, there's one really good story that I told on Canned Air. You can check it out there. But we have tons of others.
Now, did Lenny dress up as the actual Jersey Devil? And then you guys would pass and you'd be like, oh, guys, that's him.
No.
Because that, my friend, would have been genius.
Stop ruining this for me, Casey. I believe in it. Kishdale says, I got some weird footage of me working by Bunnyman Bridge in the middle of it. I want to see it.
Nice.
I definitely want to see that footage.
I want to see all of it.
My uncle claimed he knew who killed Jimmy. Who? Tell us. Was it?
I believe that. The Frank guy. The De Niro character.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he? He was a Teamster. Yeah, but that was a union, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know. Ask the history buff.
Don't do it right now, because guess what? The history buff is not fully functional.
I am not fully functional either. This is not going on much longer. But I will say, so this is the Devil's Tree. So here's the weird part. It is out in the middle of nowhere. This is all forest land, but for some reason, there's no other trees in this lot anywhere except for this one, and it's spooky as hell. It's said that there's so many stories behind it. Even here it says a farmer killed his entire family, then he went to the tree to hang himself. It said that black people were hung from there back in the day. It's so many things.
I definitely believe that.
Yeah, see, the Devil's Tree is a KKK hangout. So stuff like that. It's got so many stories.
But have they tried to, I don't know, plant another tree?
They did. They haven't. I don't know why. But I will tell you, we used to go there all the time. So it was super creepy. There's so many stories I have to there, but I'm going to tell a fun one this time. So I'm driving. It's my uncle, who's only a few years older than me, and a bunch of our friends. And they are hammered. They are gone. And they're like, let's do something stupid. And my uncle, I think, was the one that was like, he knows where the Devil's Tree is. And everybody's like, let's go. We're going. So we go. So here's the thing. When you get to the Devil's Tree, first of all, they go up there, they're all pissing on it. And if you mess with the Devil's Tree in any way, you're cursed. I think they're all still alive. But I don't know what's happening.
Well, being alive doesn't mean not cursed. Do they have all their eyes? Can they smell?
If I really had to guess, I would say that, some of them are probably cursed.
Because I bet you losing smell or taste would be a pretty brutal curse. Which, oh Lord, please don't anyone curse me that way. Please.
No, I never pissed on the tree. I
haven't done any peeing unnecessarily anywhere. I think.
So we would go out there, we would do our thing, and then there was the KKK house that was down the road. Now it had this big glowing red cross. It also had other wooden crosses. It seemed like he just took two giant sticks and kept making crosses and put them everywhere.
Cool.
Well, I know. We drove down there, and all I remember was one of the guys, I'm not going to give away any names, was just like, hey, that's the KKK house. I was like, yeah, that's it. He goes, fuck that guy. And he gets out of the car. He walks across the street, and he's a big dude, and he just grabs the cross and rips it out of the ground, brings it back to my car, opens the trunk, throws it in there, and it's hanging out. And then he just gets in the car and is like, let's go. I was like, what is happening right now?
That is highly effective.
So, and I had that thing because I went back there and I like shoved it in, like it broke the cross part, but like I shoved it in and it sat in my trunk for like quite a few months after. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. What do you do with it? And they never replaced that cross.
So I'm confused. Why is it called the KKK house?
I don't know.
But it's a
That's
dude
it. That's
who
all.
lives there.
It's so it's weird because then they have the crosses. One of them is a glowing red cross, so you drive up the road and basically you hit your brake light and it glows. So it's just got reflectors on it. But when you stop and you look and like we would shine flashlights down, like he had a beat up abandoned school bus there with like cardboard cutouts and stuff, and like you could tell it was fired on, and tons of other crazy stuff. You know what it looked like? You remember Halloween 2018?
Yeah,
you remember Laurie's house?
Absolutely.
Like with the mannequins and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like that.
Oh.
Yeah. It wasn't a place you really wanted to mess with. But we wound, like I had a cross for a long time from there. Thank God he didn't chase after me. I don't know
how you got away, but congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I feel like I did pretty good. I also have been in every abandoned mental hospital. I don't want to hear any jokes. I've been in Jersey, and some of them were pretty horrifying. I remember one time.
You know what? You're the better for it.
I took my medicine like a champ.
Good.
So
a spoonful of sugar, bro.
I will say, like, when we went into one and like you had to go in through the basement, like it was so crazy. It was four of us. It was my buddy London, my buddy Chris, and my buddy Scott. You met Scott. Mm-hmm. So we're looking for doors all around this place, right? And it was like 7 weird, huge buildings, and then one like gigantic building with wings and like, when I say wings, actual like building wings, not wings.
Right.
No.
I'm aware that buildings have wings,
not like those wings. Yeah, it wasn't a bat. So we get to a door that finally like we can pull open. It's not like boarded up or anything. We pull it open. And I shit you not, we have flashlights. We shine them down, and it's a stairwell that goes down. And we're shining our lights, and it's just like, oh, wow, like 5 steps, and then pitch blackness. And I feel like it was a movie because I was in the back, and I'm looking at this like, this is horrifying. And everyone just turned to me like, you're going first, right? I'm like, son of a bitch, man. All right. So I go down first. I get down there. I have my flashlight. And it's not like they're right behind me. This isn't the Scooby Gang. They're like, yeah, is it okay? I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, they weren't at least linking lights, bro?
Like, no, they were like, if I was like 10 steps down, they were like on the second step.
That's rude.
It really is.
I want you to know, I will never be on those steps with you.
I believe that.
I will be on your back.
I would carry you right down those stairs. When you only see
double
one
lights on, baby, ready to go.
When Casey sees one set of footprints, it's because I'm carrying him. But here's the messed up part of the whole thing. I get down to the bottom of the steps, and I have the light on, the flashlight, and you see the wall, and you can either go right or left, and it's still like pitch black. And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, because if I walk down, I'm like exposed to anything that's there. Like, this is terrifying. I don't want to do this. So we get
I don't know if I'm dying or you're dying.
I felt like I was dying. Did we lose Casey? Oh no, he's still there. Okay, he can hear me. I can see him moving now. So I get down
for a moment, bro. I crackled out.
Well, my thing was like, so I'm at the bottom step, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. So what I did was I lunged forward while spinning in the air. I was a lot thinner back then. Spinning in the air and slamming my back up against the other side and just going like this. Like it's still in the same position that I'm in. I don't know why I think that would have helped in any way. It didn't. So I'm like, it's fine. Come down. So we come downstairs. It's a nightmare fuel in that basement. It's horrifying. Everything. There's a morgue down there, the whole 9 yards. We're terrified. We find the stairwell to go up. We go up. I shit you not. We get up to the first floor. I'm like, all right, let's stop here. Let's go down. And what we'll do is we'll go down to the end, go up the stairwell to the second floor, and then we'll keep going because there's like 5 or 6 floors.
Now,
So,
is there like one flashlight amongst all of you?
No, we all have flashlights. We're all good.
Okay. Did you have like any things like loaded up in your fanny packs or any like maybe provisions?
I had a few. I had a knife for sure. I had a book bag that had a bunch of stuff in it. Because, like, again, I like to pick things out and take them with me. So we get up to the first
Did you bring
floor.
candles?
Did not bring candles.
Did you?
I had
bring
extra
salt?
batteries though. I had extra batteries.
Salt?
No, Supernatural wasn't on then. I didn't know much. So we get out to the first floor. First of all, the moon was super bright that night.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, but you were doing all this traveling and doing all this stuff, and I love that Supernatural is what you decided to be at the point you engaged in how to actually do this. And yet you had already done all the I'm going to go find spirits dilly-dangle-loo-galoo without any research.
We had other stuff. We had recorders and stuff like that, like the stuff that they say works but doesn't work. So I was more scared, not that a ghost was going to kill me, but that someone was going to kill me.
Right. Well, yeah, that's fair.
And so we get to the first floor. We pop out. Now the moon is bright. The light is shining through wherever it is. We look down the corridor, and every door is open, and the light is shining through, and that's the only thing that's shining through, and it's terrifying. We look down at the side once we get through into the corridor, and there's a dead fox rotting, pinned down by a knife in its back. And we're just like, I don't know what to do about this. Let's keep going.
I know what the fuck to do. You fucking run away.
Well, we
That's
kept
what the
going.
fuck you do.
We just kept charging through.
That's an omen of some bad shit. You don't have salt. You definitely don't have consecrated oil. You probably don't have a crucifix. Maybe Len. Did Len carry a crucifix?
We had no. Len wasn't there for that one. Len always carried a knife. Len always had a flashlight. Len came prepared. Len was a prepper.
No, I know, but a crucifix though, bro. I'm saying specifically a crucifix. See, I'm that guy who's like, I've got my rosary and I've got my consecrated oil.
Well, I'm about to tell you
we could go anywhere.
I'm about to tell you a part of the story that involves a crucifix that you're not going to like. Lisa just got chills. It was a chilling event. So we remember back in the day, any hospital, anything like that was religious in nature. Like they always had cross stuff like that. It was always run by some
the sanitariums and whatnot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we walking through. First of all, London hits one of the doors, and it's just like scrapes and scared the shit out of us. Chris bolts. He runs down the corridor. He's like, ah! And he goes, and then Scott starts kind of like chasing after him. I'm like running after him too. I was in really good shape then, so I could do it. We get to like where the lobby is. There's a really big crucifix on the wall. I don't know what propelled us to do this, but Scott goes, why don't you guys check down that corridor and, we'll go check down this corridor. And I was like, okay, it made sense. It's Scooby-Doo rules.
You decided to split up.
We split up. It wasn't a great idea.
You are guys who watch horror movies.
I know.
And decided to fucking split up.
Yeah.
I'm a little pissed right now. Yeah, I'm a little buddy.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
We were young.
I'm glad you made it. And
I am
also,
too.
please stop saying you were in shape back then because you're beautiful and wonderful. You don't need to qualify anything.
Hey, I love myself. I'm not upset about myself. I'm setting the tone for the fact that I was a firefighter. Actually, at this point, I was working for the post office. Then I went on to be a firefighter.
You just want people to buy your calendars. I understand, but look,
that's fair. I would not buy a calendar of me now, but I mean, maybe if I'm like,
that's not selling
December.
it, bro. That is not selling the Scene Snobs calendar.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. I'm gonna make one. So for me, the reason I set that tone is because, like I said, I was in good shape. So like I could, like I was tall, but like I was like thin and like I could fit into smaller spaces. So if I say, hey, I had to go through a window or something like that, it's believable. It's not like you're picturing me now. You know what I mean? It's not like
they were huge fucking windows.
It's a really big fucking window. So they are. So for me, they go one corridor. We go. Scott and I go another one, and we decide to check out the rooms. We want to see what's in there and stuff like that. So we go in.
Oh yeah, of course. No, I get it.
Well, we hear this loud bang, and then we heard this loud like, and like we're like, what the fuck was that? So we ran back out to the lobby to make sure the guys were okay. They're running up too. Now I can neither confirm nor deny that it was any of them, but it wasn't me and it wasn't Scott because he was with me. But that crucifix was turned upside down. And Chris and London were both horrified as well. So I felt like the fear was real. Again, I'm not saying that there was a ghost or a demon in that place. I'm just saying something turned that crucifix upside down. It could have been, or someone, I'll even say someone. So if somebody's watching this and they're like, hey, stupid, it can be explained. I'm just telling you, it was turned upside down. And I don't think it was any of us because we were like, well, did you do this? Did you? Like, we were freaking out and they were asking us the same. I was like, I am not messing with the crucifix. It's not happening. So again, we don't decide to, we decide not to be split up. We decide to stay together. Of course, single file with me in the front, which I'm reliving this as I speak it. And so we are going down the corridor. We're like, we're going to follow the plan. We're going to keep going through each level. Well, we get up to like the third or fourth level. We are terrified.
Yeah.
We hear doors closing in the stairwell corridor. What? We start bolting. We find another stairwell. We run up the stairs. I don't know why we ran up, but we ran up.
You have literally done everything wrong.
Everything
through
wrong.
this
Everything,
whole movie. And now,
wrong.
nope. This
was not
now,
a movie.
I want this. This is the caveat. This is the newest caveat to this whole show. You can never be upset when someone does something stupid during a horror movie. It's done.
No, I don't, though. I think I've proven that I don't get that upset about it because I know how stupid young kids can be. Stacy says, I assume you've been to the Exorcist stairs.
Yeah.
I have not.
Oh, they're amazing. Dude, we got to go.
You told me you were going to take me, and we never got a chance to go. I don't hold it against you because we just haven't had a chance to go. But I've always waited because you said you were going to take me one day. Now, granted, that was like...
do that. We have to go have a Ben's Chili Bowl and then go do that, bro. You're absolutely right.
I do like the chili bowl. I have been there. So I'm down. Yeah. And then Chris Sale says they're multiplying. Sorry. It was rough. And Paul said, Paul, what's up, man? I would be horrified too. And Lisa says, seen Snobs field trip. Yeah. I'll go to the stairs. I'm not going back to this place.
No, only the stairs. And we might do it during the day.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't mind staying in a haunted hotel. I don't mind going to a haunted house. Like, if we were invited to go, like, investigate a haunted house and I knew it was cleared, I knew there was no psychotic possible people in there that could murder me.
Right.
I'll go because I don't think
even if last.
Yeah, it's like even if Ghost shows up out of nowhere and is like, "What's up, douchebags?" and was like trying to scare me, I know I'm still safe.
So wait a minute. If it's gonna say "What's up, douchebags," is that the anticipated response in Jersey? When Jersey hunting, you're only like, "Hey, douchebags, what's up, you fuck?"
I'm only talking about Zachary douchebaggins, but you know me. No, if I see a ghost, salt in the eyes, Casey gets pushed, I run out the door. That's the way I gotta work.
And then meanwhile, I'm like, I just want to be your friend. How can I help you? I want to help you move on.
But I'm telling you, man, this trip. So like we did the stupid things and we kept running up. Like we didn't go to the next floor and like keep going. We ran up. We got to the top floor. I don't know why any of us, like Chris was just like, I'm pretty sure there's an escape, there's like a fire escape up this way. And it's like, I don't know why we're not running down the stairs. Like, you know, it's like,
That's
why
twice
we?
now.
Why did we run to the top floor to go to a fire escape? Like, I'm so boggled. I don't know why we made the decision.
I'm really glad that you're recounting this though, because I feel like you're really catching all the terrible ideas.
It was really bad.
Really hitting you.
Hindsight's 2020. We were not smart. So we get to the point where, for me, all right. So, okay, you're gonna hate this part, but I'm gonna have to tell you. All right, we get upstairs to where the fire escape was. We run out onto it. It's like this. So basically, it goes out of like a door, but it's like it almost looks like a window. It's like one of those like small frame things. I don't know how to better explain it, but like, you know how like in certain houses, like the windows protrude out a little bit,
like
and it's
a bay
kind of
window,
like not so much a bay window, but it's like it's got part of the roof and it's like curved down, and it just goes.
Follow what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, you know, I mean, especially from Connecticut, you know.
Yeah, it's like a bigger version of a turret window or something you would shoot arrows out of. I follow.
I'm with you on that. I don't really know, but I'm with you. So like, but this had like a little door, and so like we get out the door, and Lisa said like in 7, yeah,
yep,
like very similar to that, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we go out the door, but it is smaller. It's not like it's like the size of a window, but it's a door that like kind of opens when we go out, and it leads to like a metal walkway with railings, and then you can go down the steps, and then it's one of those ladders that have like the circle piece around it. Except when we get all 4 of us got out onto the walkway, I'm in front and I look down and there's no ladder, and we are 5 or 6 stories up, and it's just like, I don't know what we're going to do. So we just go back in. We start hearing more stuff, because remember how I said, like when the doors, like when London hit the door, and this has happened to us before, but when London hit the door, like it really like hit and scraped. Like doors were closing. Like we could hear them all around. So it's like people were like searching for us, or ghosts or whatever else. I'll leave it open to interpretation. So we get to the stairwell, the same stairwell that we first came up, but we're all the way at the top, and we just start hoofing it down as fast as we can. We get back to the first floor. We run through the corridor, because we're like, we're not going in that basement. We're not crazy at this point. Stupid, not crazy. So we get down the corridor. We get back to the lobby. The crucifix is on the ground. We run towards the front door. London, who's as big as me, kicks the door open, like charges right through it. It was pure magic. He kicks that front door open. We run out. Now, do you think we ran to the car?
I really hope there was a wall of chainsaws you decided to run to, because at this point, it's that tier.
Close.
There was a tiny guardhouse fit possibly for 1, and 4 of you tried to smoosh inside of it.
Close. We ran to the next building, which was an old schoolhouse building they used for the kids that were in the thing. We get inside. We find a door that's open. We go inside. And do we hold off and wait to see if we see anything?
Well, logically, of course not, because at this point you're doing all of the wrong things.
And we continued. We started going through the school.
You guys just shit all over this choose your own adventure. Like you legitimately chose everything wrong.
I'm still here.
You died at every fucking page, bro. You died on every page.
It was a rough one. So to finish off the story, we finally get through the school. The door that we left open to the school closes, but I think that might have been the wind, because I didn't see or hear anybody, and it was a 1-level school, so like I didn't see anything. So I'm thinking maybe it just closed on its own. That one didn't take much to like pry open. It was just, so I have a feeling like it closed on its own. So, but we're not going back that way. We're crazy. So we go all the way to the end. We get out the other door on the other side. It's over by where the car is, where I hit it because I like put branches over it and stuff. Parked like under a tree. Get in the car, haul off. Who pulls us over? The security guard. And we're like, oh, man, you really scared the hell out of us in there because, you know, you're not supposed to be there. I was like, you really scared the hell out of us in there, man. And he's like, that was not me. I don't go in these buildings, you crazy bastards. And I was like, all right. He's like, people get really messed up when they go in here. Some people have been attacked. I'm like, yeah, we're not coming back here again. So that was that for that one. That was one story I would give you guys. We've been to a ton of places. And like I said, now that's the story I told on this show. And I told, actually, essentially I told 3 stories on Canned Air. And I will tell them. We will do this again, and I will tell those stories. I just want Canned Air's episode to come out.
No, of course, dude.
Yeah,
No,
I don't want to
it's
step
fantastic.
on.
I'm glad we got to do a little touch base. We got to do a little thing.
Yeah, and if you guys want to hear those stories and you listen to them, and I'll find out which stories they're going to use or what they're not going to use. But I will tell you this: one was drug addicts and Satanists, and it was like high octane fueled. We almost died, literally. And I'm not saying ghosts. This was. I
am gonna say legitimately. You and I went to several breakfasts, early morning during some of those drunkenness shish days. And we definitely shared, the regaling tale. That was like a 35-minute story of what in the fuck happened in your life. Now, the one you just told is probably the worst one ever. And I'm going to hold it against you for the rest of your life because I don't know how you died on every page, bro.
No, and then the third one, the 3 stories I told, one is a ghost encounter. Mm-hmm. And that was horrifying enough. Unfortunately, you can take that with a grain of salt because the only other person who encountered it with me just died in August. So I am literally the last person to know this story because
I heard the story, so I believe it because he said it too. He ratified it there that one day when we were, So,
and I appreciate Casey can back me up on this. And so after Canned Air premieres that episode.
There you go.
Yeah, I used words. And then
I will scary is your vocabulary.
Yeah, it really is. Then there was the one where we were at Hilltop, which was a mental asylum where we almost got killed by not just Satanists, not just by drug addicts, but also by the cops. And it was a nightmare fuel. And it was cornered, tense the entire time. And then the third story is where we were at the Devil's Tree and we actually were being chased and attacked. And we narrowly escaped with our lives. And I will, that story was told, but
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the prime reason you should go to Jersey. Think of all the fun you can have in New Jersey.
I don't feel like we should hold this one against New Jersey. This one was me. I feel like I put myself in harm's way.
I mean, considering there's that many buildings and options to go to because of stuff.
Well, when I was real young, again, it was my uncle and his friends, but this time we were teenagers. I was like 13. He was like 16, 17. Okay. And all of them went to Menlo Park Hospital, which has been torn down and it's now a Target. But it was like a really famous like mental hospital. Even like Bruce Springsteen. Oh no, he was Marlboro Sanatorium, which we've been there too, in the Marble Slaughterhouse. Tons of stuff there. We almost got killed that night too.
Do we call sanatoriums famous? Is famous a thing? Or
Bruce Springsteen talks about it on his Broadway show that he played there when it was open. Menlo Park, he does talk about on another album. So, but we were in Menlo Park and we were actually just screwing around. Like we were messing around. Like we had like 20 people with us and like we were all over. And I was just like the young buck that was with them. And man, did we encounter some weird folks there as well. Like it seemed like just some really weird people there. But like, nothing too crazy to tell, but we saw there was one room that was completely fixed up. The whole place is abandoned. The whole place is shut down and nutty and crazy everywhere. And then one room that had like red sheets on it and a red pillowcase and on the pillow and like the walls were painted and there was candles and a lamp and like it was weird. Nobody was in there.
I mean, I would do that. if things continue to reach this point, maybe a lot more of us will be doing that. I don't know.
Touche. Well, I don't know who lived there then, but they don't live there now. I'll tell you that much, unless they live in Target.
Hey,
but yeah,
it could be career opportunities. Remember,
we saw some crazy stuff back in the day. I wish I could have seen some crazy stuff tonight, but no, unfortunately, did not work out. But man, it is late.
See some crazy stuff right here,
Got some
buddy.
Mad-man.
All the crazy you could handle.
Well, listen, I appreciate you live from Los Angeles, via satellite from Los Angeles, California.
Yes, on location.
I appreciate you jumping in. I appreciate all of you guys for watching. We had a really good time with this one tonight, and sorry again that it wasn't everything we'd hoped for and more. But I hope you enjoyed like what we had here, and I hope that you continue to enjoy it and kind of keep going forward with it. So thanks everybody for joining us. Casey, you have anything you want to say, my friend?
Just want to say thank you all. Love you all. Mick, I miss you tremendously, my friend. I can't wait to be back in town. So until next Thursday and then next Saturday, so excited. Going to be a lot of fun at the Hideaway Cafe. So appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Please be kind to yourselves. Love you.
So we got a lot of fun stuff. Real quick, just to do a quick rundown. If you guys feel like that you really like this video and you enjoyed it, please hit like. And if
smash that like button.
Yeah, smash that like button. We really appreciate it if you could do that because that helps us immensely. Also, if you're on Apple Podcasts listening to the show, just give us a rate and a review, even if it's just something real quick. And I don't mind you just being honest, even if you don't like it. But if you can hit that, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, if you guys could just absolutely please just hammer on that 5 stars and tell us how terrible we are, just rip us apart. Just go ahead and hit that 5 stars and insult us all day. We'd really appreciate it.
Absolutely. But we do have some more Halloween goodness coming up this week. So make sure to check out What to Watch, Mix Picks. We have the Scene Snob podcast live with guests Dan Gal and Tim Forbes are coming on. We're going to be in costume. Case, if you can join us, we would absolutely love it. But I do realize you are super busy, my friend, out there. And I do appreciate you.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking our favorite Halloween specials. And we're going to be talking costumes, but also our main subject that night is going to be bars and pubs from horror movies that we really love. Lisa says, great stories. Thanks for ensuing nightmares. Do the best we can. Chris says, great show, guys. Thank you so much. Remember, my review of Dune is out if you want to check that out.
Dude, I cannot wait. I get to finally watch it tonight.
Yes, go watch it and then let me know what you think. Also, my review of Night Teeth. I'll let you decide which one I liked and which one I didn't. Then again, remember to tune in from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern on the 30th. We'll be doing a live stream on location from the Hideaway Cafe in Winchester, Virginia. If you're close, come on by and come see us, get a cup of coffee, and hang out for all the Halloween goodness. And then, of course, Paul, love it and love you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you again. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for Casey for putting up with this and being here so late. It's 1 a.m. Go get some sleep, everybody. I love you, Len. I love you, Casey. I love you all. Take care and have a great night. I think Casey froze. I love it. Watch the credits. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Mick Manhattan, the Scene Snob, and you can check out the Scene Snobs podcast live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Or you can check it out on any podcast platform or our YouTube channel anytime after that. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. If you guys want to join, check us out over on thescenesnobs.com. We have links for everything. The Scene Snobs merch store is open. You can check that out too. Links again on the site. Or follow, and subscribe on all of our social media. Again, head over to thescenesnobs.com. It's all there for you guys. Love you, and we'll talk to you guys soon.